As we know, Henry Cavill is leaving The Witcher. And the more information, the more rumours, the more stuff. And this is based completely on subjective opinion, rumours, leaks, and behind the scenes stuff that is kind of a mess. So let's talk about it. First things first. Henry Cavill is out, and there's a lot happening behind the scenes, and that's where I really want to start this. So you have a writer room of The Witcher that actively hates the source material, mocks it, and I'm going to add to the mix, openly hates it. Like, it's not even a hidden secret. They openly hate it. They don't like it. And it's kind of sad. Why are we hiring these people to start with? Henry Cavill, and I say this, is a great actor and a bit of a geek, and he cared so much about this. And to know that he's leaving is just sad. There's now countless things online, fire the writing room, all of this stuff. And he's put his heart and soul into it, and he's leaving it. And I get that Superman's going to take a lot of time. I will be making a video about that soon. It feels like more, from what the leaks are saying and from what other things are saying, is that people not happy, and he's not happy with how the show is going. I think with these books, and I say this, they did mess up the mythology, Polish mythology of the works. And this need to portray the Witcher as kind of more of a bonehead type guy than anything else is interesting, because it's completely goes against his character, and Season 2 was not good. There is no way around that. Season 2 was not a good series, and I don't know if that was to do with a certain outbreak I cannot name on this video, because gods of Google, the countless other rumours that have been flying around. He's cared about this show from day one, and then all of a sudden, I think the push and pull between him, the writers, what he wants, what the direction the show is going, isn't quite working. And it's kind of sad to see. And before we continue into this, I'm going to mention all of my links are down below, and any information you need is there. Plus, if you want to become a member of this channel, you're more than welcome. So, memberships are a thing now. But yeah, I mean, you take something that someone is very passionate about, you bring in people that don't like it, they push the show in a direction that is very counterintuitive to the books and the source material. And despite its flaws and some really rough CGI, I loved the first season of The Witcher. I thought that was brilliant. And I thought the writing was great. I thought it was fun. It's exactly what it needed to be. But the sort of push and pull between the changes in the story, the characters, everything else, has been fascinating to witness. Season 2 focused on a character that they didn't really flesh out, and Ciri is this fantastic character in the books and the games. And ultimately, they didn't really do her justice. They made her more of a MacGuffin than an actual character, a plot point, and she didn't really have a huge amount. She felt more superfluous than she should have done. With Henry Cavill's character, being the Witcher himself, being pushed to the side, it ultimately feels kind of disjointed from the material. Now, I know this is a controversial opinion, but a lot of people got into Witcher for the games. And that, you cannot deny that at this point. And yes, the books are well known, but in terms of like the general audience, most people's general audience come from the games. And the games portray him closer to his book version than the actual series does, and progressively the sort of stupefying of the Witcher character I find fascinating. It worries me, and this worrying trend is that they hire people that don't like the source material, that mock it, that don't engage with the source material and just want to tell their own thing, is counterintuitive. They've done it with Rings of Power, they've done it with Interview with a Vampire, and many, many other things. She-Hulk is another thing. You know, a character that bore no resemblance to the books that people love, and the main audience, the real Marvel audience, love. And I find that sadly fascinating. Do I think the show will succeed without Henry Cavill. By the way, to Americans watching this, it's not Cavill. It is not anything like it's Cavill. Cavill. That's one of like my most. It's British. Just pronounce it the way it should be pronounced. I feel like this show could have been something amazing, and I don't think it's going to survive without him. Partly because he knows the source material, partly because he loves the source material, but also partly because as a character, he's very much thrown in head first and gone as an actor. He's gone into this. He's researched, he's done his thing, and he obviously loves it. And he was very, you watch interviews about this, and he's so passionate and engaged with it. Unlike a lot of actors where they just say, well, this is my platform and we're sending this message. No, he's talking about the books and the games and all of this stuff. I get, like I said at the start, Superman is going to take up a lot of his time. It's a big undertaking. But I also feel like this is his way out. It's just going by the leaks, the information, the stuff that's come out, the fact that Hemsworth, I like Liam Hemsworth. I think he's a good actor, but he's not Henry Cavill. And I feel like they're going to sideline the Witcher character and focus more on the other characters within it, which is, and I get that. That does happen in the books. We get a lot from the other characters. They're very well written books. And I will say this, I wish I read Polish. I say that, I really do wish I read Polish, because it would be fascinating to see a lot of this stuff in their original context. Books do lose something in translation if the translation isn't very good. I wonder what they will do, and I wonder how they will do it. Will it just be he has a new face now? Will it be a completely different character? Because The Witcher is also a title. It just feels ultimately like the fact that they've wanted to tell their own thing from pretty much the get-go, and this is a trend amongst modern writers. They want to tell their own stories, their own stuff, but they want to use well-known, recognised IPs to do it because they can't seem to write anything original. And with the way modern Hollywood writes women, we've all seen that fail. As someone that has loved this series and got into the Witcher games, I had the original on my Mac. Yes, you can play games on Mac. I played number 2 on Xbox 360, and The Witcher 3 remains one of my favourite games ever made. Now they're talking about another Witcher game, which I'm really looking forward to, actually. It just feels more like a letdown to the audience at this point, and I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do this story without him, because again, you need people passionate with the source material. My suggestion to Netflix is fire the writers. Like these things online are saying, just fire the writers. Start with a new writing team that actually like the source material, rather than people that openly mock it. And that would probably fix a lot of the issues. But The Witcher has lost a good percentage of its audience since season 1, partly because the quality wasn't there, partly because the writing wasn't there, partly because the characterization was not there. So I wonder how they will do it and what they will do. Ultimately, I feel like this is, the studio has let down the actor's kind of over it and wants to tell a story that is more cohesive to the character that we know, rather than they want to tell a story about a knucklehead. And it feels like a lot of the intelligence of his character has been stripped away. Just read the books. He's actually a very intelligent character. And in the games, he's an interesting character. He's a very layered character. And I don't think the studio are particularly interested in telling that story. And it's a real shame. And ultimately, I think fans won't engage with it without Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is liked. You can have a weak TV show with a great cast and good actors in it, and people will engage with it. You can have a brilliant TV show with horrible actors and weak... there's always this counterpoint. It's like Doctor Who. You can have all the shiny special effects in the world, and you can make a great story and forgive some writing kerfuffles here and there. But if you aren't telling a cohesive, good story to start with, people disengage. Hello, Jodie. I wonder what they'll do, and I wonder how they will do it. But I agree with this statement. Fire the writers, get rid of them, and start from scratch. I think that would, again, fix a lot of the problems. But yeah, I don't know how they'll do it. I genuinely am, as a fan of the books and the games, I wonder what's going to happen and how they're going to destroy it. That's my fear at this point, and I don't think people are going to engage with Liam in the same way. And I think Liam is more of a people-pleasing actor than a geekdom actor, which is a real shame. And he's a good actor, by the way. I'm not dissing him in any way. He is a good actor. So tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later.